Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another session, Sound Sessions, Gospel Soul on Blast. I'm your man, DJ Ronnie Ron. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your night or whenever you're checking us out or so. Thank you again. Man, I got a great show lineup for you. Got an awesome artist that, yes, you artists, if you're watching, I know you're watching. You definitely need to pay attention here because I'm telling you, man, this artist right here, wow, man, I just can't begin to say, but I'll tell you more about it once we come back. All right, so y'all just hold tight, okay? We'll be right back. Yeah.
It's that grown folk gospel radio, soul school gospel, classic urban gospel, and today's R&B. Taking you back to the old school. It's Soul School Gospel Radio.
Right now, when you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Soul School Gospel. All right, tune in. Go to my website, djronnieron.net. All right. Hey, you can go there as well. You can find out everything that's going on. And if you feel like some advertising and marketing and promotions, hey, I get that as well. So hey, just hit me up. All right. Again, go check out the radio station and I'll take you back for sure. And also, too, real quick, hey, if you're interested in wanting to be on a Christian hip hop cruise, that's right. In January of next year, man, it's going down. Christian hip hop and gospel. All right, come on out, man. I've never been, but look, I'm looking forward to this. Okay, so look, hey, go ahead on, get your tickets right there. All right, and yeah, and also there's another hip hop worship event that's happening up there in the Michigan, Detroit area. So, hey, to tell you, a lot of great things are happening around in urban gospel. And so that it's all about those platforms. We need as many platforms as possible. Okay. So without further ado, hey, man, I got to get in, man. I have a special guest here. All right. And again, I am honored to have him on. Now, his name is Ronnie Song. Okay. Ronnie Song. Now, you may not know him personally, know the name, but you will definitely know the music. Okay. And again, he is an awesome producer, an audio engineer. He's produced over 65 albums. Okay, over 65 albums. Wow. And yes, he's worked with the likes of George Clinton, Melba Moore, Freddie Jackson, the Williams Brothers. Yes, from gospel to mainstream. And his music has been featured in soap operas, in movies like Mo Money, one of my favorite movies from back in the day. All right. And Bishop T.D. Jakes' movie as well. And again, this brother has a resume that's why you need to pay attention. If you're an artist out there, I'm telling you, he's going to bring some wealth of information. He teaches a master class in music. And with his background and with his resume, yes, he is very qualified to do so. All right. So, man, hey, look, you know what? Without further ado, I got to bring this brother on. All right. Because as I said, his music has been a part of the soundtrack of my life growing up or so. And man, let's give it up for Mr. Ronnie Song is in the house. Oh, yeah. How you doing, sir?
Busy. That's all.
Yeah. Hey, look, and you know what? I want to thank you so much for taking the time out because yes, you're still making music.
Yes.
I mean, wow, man. As a matter of fact, I got to bring this up. All right, because again, I mentioned earlier. All right, you may not know him per se, okay, but you will know his music if you've been in gospel for so long. And this is one of the greatest gospel songs ever. And you've seen this album right here, and you've heard this song. Yeah, fully committed. Yes, this is the man who wrote this song and produced the song. This is the originator. Kingdom, fully committed. Ronnie Song.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Ronnie, man, thank you so much, man. Please tell us what inspired that song right there. I got to ask you that.
It's really interesting. I was in it was a studio in East Haven, Connecticut. I was working on, I believe it was the second Najee record. I think it was the second. No. It's an Alex Bouillon record, I believe. Yeah. And I was driving home from East Haven, and sometimes you get kind of, this industry can wear you down, and it takes a toll on you as far as the stress levels and things. And I was just driving. So sometimes when I would make that drive from East Haven back up to the greater Hartford area, I would just meditate. I would, spend time worshiping God because it was quiet. There was nobody in the car but me, and I could just focus on reflecting on the day and all the things that were going on. So I just started singing and listening to some things on the radio, and all of a sudden I heard this melody just came out of nowhere. It's one of those things where I can't even take credit, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes,
people
sir.
who are really serious about anointed music or music that changes lives, you understand perfectly
Yes.
that you can't take credit for all this stuff. Sometimes it's like downloaded into your spirit. So, use me, of course,
Right.
but it was downloaded. The whole melody. I kept hearing the melody first. I didn't hear the words right away. I just heard the melody first. And so the next day I had to be back to work. And I said, this thing keeps haunting me. I got to get this out of my head before I go back to work. And then I woke up like that next evening. I just started singing All That I Am, All That I Hope to Be. It matched the melody. But what happened was, I think the mistake a lot of us make, gospel music has turned into a kind of a commercialized Olympics.
Come on now.
He's trying to race to get the gold medal and get the #1 record. And I think that's the biggest mistake we've made in gospel music, period.
Speak that.
Where we get more into, I got to create this. I got to come up with the bomb lyrics. I got to come up with the bomb this, the bomb that. And sometimes you got to wait on God, man. You got to wait on God. You got to just sit there and know that he's going to give you. And that's what I did. I didn't even try, because the way the melody came, it was so profoundly spiritual. I felt like it would be robbery for me to kind of put myself into it too quickly. So I said, I'm gonna just wait. I want the perfect lyric to go with this perfect melody. And it all can, and this is the other thing. This is why you can't take credit. All the lyrics came at one time.
Wow, that was God.
I heard the lyrics, what everything should say at the same time, and to match the melody that I had received. So those are the kind of songs that stay with people,
Well, hey, you are so correct. All right, because this album right here, it is. I mean, every song is beautiful on there. I mean, these are one of these albums, as well as your second album, that is a collector's item right there. Yeah, you cannot get rid of those albums. And a lot
of people still playing it and hitting me up on tons of comments. I mean, like something like 80 million people around the world have streamed this, or either have played it or they have imitated it. If you type in "Fully Committed by Kingdom" in your YouTube search window, you'll be sitting there for hours and hours seeing people from all over the world. I'm talking. There was a choir over in Korea, man, standing. I think it was Korea or Tokyo somewhere, standing in the outside square near a mall, singing this song.
Wow!
An Asian choir, even in Germany, this little boarding school in Germany had this little German kid singing in front and choir behind them, and I mean, it was crazy. Man. And then you see churches all over the place.
Yes.
Church, that church, and some of them, it's kind of funny because some of them, don't have a clue as to what harmony and music really is, but they're doing it from. They were so sincere in their heart when they were singing the song. It brought tears in my eyes. I'm like, at least the piano player's playing the wrong chords, the choir is singing out of key, but you know what? He embraced that song so heavily and was singing it with so much conviction. And I just got tears in my eyes. I was like, it's amazing how when you stay with the purity of what you do, man. And as a record producer, I'm the most critical person in the world when it comes to production,
right,
and engineering and things like that. But there's sometimes, man, you gotta appreciate the movement of God in a thing that you do.
Well, this was definitely a movement.
You just have to do that.
Hey, look, we thank God for downloading this into your spirit, man, because I'm telling you, matter of fact, I had a cousin of mine that got married off this song, and so they was singing it, and I was like, okay, fully committed. But again, I mean, the words are powerful, the music, everything about it. And again, I thank God for him downloading this into your spirit. And look, it's still decades later, so this is still a hit. This is quality gospel music. So thank you so much. Matter of fact, what's up? Shout out to Reverend Duncan out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if those who are just tuning in, all right, this is Sound Sessions. We have Mr. Ronnie Song. All right, Ronnie Song, the producer, the writer of that track, Fully Committed Kingdom. And so he's here with us. If you have any questions, feel free to definitely chime in. Who were some of your influences in music whenever you started?
Well, when I was a kid, when I was a little kid, a lot of the people that I ended up idolizing when I got older were responsible for a lot of arrangements and things when I was a kid. My father and my mother, between the two of them, there was music all over the house. I mean, we had every record, every album, every 45 that existed. And my dad was a big Sinatra fan, Nat King Cole, Johnny Mathis, Miles Davis, all the big, serious cats back in the day. And my mom, she had all the gospel stuff.
Okay.
And then they would also have R&B, the little singles with the yellow thing that you put. I forgot what they call it.
Yes, yeah, I remember it in the middle, right?
You put it in your hi-fi and then you play it. And they had all the R&B hits, all the early Motown, all of the chess records stuff. What? And I just kind of absorbed it all. So as I got older, I found more interest in not just listening and loving it, but asking myself, how do they do that? How do they do this? How do they make this happen? Why is the sound like that? So then I started turning over the albums and reading credits, especially my teen years. And when you see strings and horns arranged by guys like Gene Page, and you guys really need to look up Gene Page. He has almost 2,000 records that he did arrangements for. And I wish I could spend time talking about him, but look him up. Also, Tom Bell, his work with the Spinners, the Stylistics, people like that, and all those orchestral arrangements and and then the songs and the production and the way the drums sound, the way the horns sound. I mean, I was sucking all this stuff up, okay, and getting it and learning it and taking it in. And those guys had a big influence on me, and also the early Quincy Jones records that a lot of folks today don't even know about.
Wow.
And he was on, I believe it was CTI Records, Creed Taylor. And where he did was it Walk on the Wild Side? Something. One of those albums way back in the day. When I was a youngster and listened to all that heavy jazz and then the R&B stuff, like I said, with Tom Bell, and then Norman Whitfield, producers like Frank Wilson, and then when you start getting into the gospel side, I was very touched by, and I believe I was about 13, And then Atlantic Records has signed this girl named Myrna Summers.
Yes, Myrna Summers. Yes.
See, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know Myrna.
I know.
Trust me. All you folks that think you know Myrna Summers, go back and get the albums that she did in '69 with Cotillion Records. It was a division of Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people remember God Gave Me a Song and Save Thyself. It was a lot of those albums, but you got to go back and listen to all those albums. And right in that pocket of time is when Edwin Hawkins kind of branched out to do more contemporary stuff. He did Oh Happy Day. Yes. But then he did the I Like to Teach the World to Sing album, Children Get Together album. And that's the real Edwin Hawkins. The Edwin Hawkins that a lot of these gospel folks think they know. You don't know Edwin until you go back when him and Tremaine and Walter and all those guys, you know, up there in the Bay Area were doing this stuff like in the early 70s with Paul Humphreys playing drums and, you know, all these killer arrangers. And that's the stuff that got me totally juiced up listening to how 1 minute I'm listening to like a Jesse Dixon record with the Chicago Choir, and his innovation when he did Father Open Our Eyes and when he did Hello Sunshine. And I really want to do a documentary on this because a lot of gospel folks today, if they knew that history and listened to those records, they wouldn't be putting out the crap that they're putting out today. Yeah, I said it, crap. A lot of it. Yeah. I'm not saying everything's crap, but y'all know gospel ain't nothing like it was back in the day. Even
come
James
on and see, man. See, that's why I do what I do. I have soul school gospel because gospel back then they had substance to it.
Yes, and the lyrics. You know, if I hear another song that everything's going to be all right, I'm going to slip it through. You know? It's like no. Listen, no creativity on the lip. Come on, listen. You go back now. I'm gonna name a guy, and I hope he watches this. I'm gonna send the link to him. I'll have you send it to him. This guy to me was of gospel music in the early 70s, next to the innovative stuff that Edwin was doing at the time and that Myrna did. This cat, his name is Henry Jackson. He had this song called What's the Matter? This dude, the way he wrote these lyrics sounded like he fast forwarded to the 1990s and the 2000s and the 80s and wrote this song about the world and what's going on in the world, what's going on with the young people, what's going on and us doing our jobs as Christians. He had this record like in 1972, 73, something like that. It's called What's the Matter? And you listen to the whole album, he's and what's funny is I told you I read credits. I saw Gene Page's name, my idol, the arranger guy who had arranged those strings on Henry's album. And I was like, oh my God. And this guy, he is, I have to say, there needs to be, if there's a gospel music hall of fame, which I don't know about because a lot of the gospel folks don't even talk to me no more, but except my boy A. Jeffrey LaValle, that's my man. He is like a legend in gospel music. But Henry Jackson, and I had the honor to meet him, to sit with him, have lunch with him, talk about the history of the album. I never thought I would sit in the same room with this guy. To me, you gotta understand, this guy was like Michael Jackson to me, man. When I connected with him and he returned my call, dude, it was like if Michael Jackson calls you. That's how he was. That's how innovative this guy was and creative he was. And even when he was with the Harrison Johnson and the LA Community Choir, he was killing it with them. Then he decides to Al Bell. You remember Al Bell, Stax Records? He started Thank God for Him. He started a label called Gospel Truth Records. He signed Henry and he signed Rance. Now a lot of folk think they know Rance. Wait, they think they know Rance? You don't know Rance until you go back and get that album in the 70s When that stuff was crossing over to mainstream radio, he had these songs like Be True. He had what was the other one? Salt of the Earth, and there was a couple of more real funky, real mainstream. Oh my God. It was the most amazing music. And I fell in love with it. It's like, and you know what? A lot of the young people that ended up coming to church, that kind of music is what brought them in back then. You know why? Because it wasn't just cool to listen to. These guys were saying things that were like crazy amazing.
They had substance.
I like today, the lyrics are like, I'm like, what can't we be a little more creative? And I hate to say this, but then you go to the CCM side of the business, and you see what the white Christians are doing, how they're metaphorically and categorically writing more intricately creative things to preach the gospel. And we're saying the same stuff we've been saying. And it bothers me. But then when you go back and you listen to Henry Jackson, Myrna Summers, the early Rants, the early Edwin, my God, some of the lyrics they had on those records, on his Children Get Together, I Like to Teach the World to Sing. Then he had this other album that had a song called Great Jubilation and You're Some Kind of Friend. And when you listen to the lyrics and the production on this stuff, that's all I listen to. He had another song called Lord We Try, Edwin. Dude, I'm trying to tell you, people just
that's why we need artists like you to be more vocal out there to help these new artists coming up and all, because again, there's really not much substance to it. It's just it's all about the dollar. And
you know what? You'll realize there's not substance to it when you go back and listen to those songs I just told y'all to go back and listen to. Trust me.
I'm definitely going to go back and check that out.
It is amazing.
I came across some gospel funk back in the day. I'm like, wow, it was Shirley Caesar and all. I'm like, hey, man, this is what we need right here.
Yeah.
And things.
Those records were. And let me say, even James, man, let me tell you something about James Cleveland. I had a chance to hang out with him and sit with him and talk with him.
Okay.
He was actually interested in signing my sister.
Oh, really?
I heard her come to his church. Yeah, she's a beast too. That's another story.
Okay.
But she appeared on a TV show with Frida Payne and James Earl Jones when she was 14. But James, man, if you go back when he did the real traditional stuff, but it's something like when he did the real traditional stuff, you felt that traditional stuff.
Right.
You felt it in your bones. When he just stood on the banks of Jordan, and then he did the song. Billy Preston used to play the organ for him.
Okay,
he did the song. James did the song. This is the day that the Lord has made. These were gospel songs, but man, the way he wrote and this is why this is a great platform for me, because I hold his frustration in all the time when people send me music. I want to make an album, and they send me these songs, and I'm like, geez, I need to just start an institution or school that teaches gospel music history. Like, let's go back and do the appreciation of how we were. Because James would go from stood on the banks of Jordan, then he went to the song he did called Try Love. Very contemporary, but the chord changes, the melody, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about those songs. I haven't heard nothing these days, to me, in the gospel genre. I'm not talking about contemporary Christian music, because that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother, right. But man, I'm telling you.
Look, that's why we need you and things. And so before we let you go, because I was time wrapping up, and so because you're already still in the studio making hits, just like you did with King. Tell us about Family Love there.
Family Love is something that's getting ready to come forth. We've been, they say nothing good happens overnight. Our last record we did was in 1977, and it developed a cult following over the last 5 to 8 years with these young DJs around the world, taking songs off that album. It was called A Different Drummer. It was probably the worst record production I ever did in my life, because it was the first one. And it wasn't my best work. But like I said, when God gives you stuff, there's still a timeless element attached to it. And these guys, DJs, man, I'm talking young guys from all over the world were contacting me. Where can we get the vinyl on this? We don't wore ours out. We need a new vinyl on this. To the point where there was a gentleman, Jeremy Morris, down in, I think he's in New Zealand. He did this. He started this company called Rain or Shine, and he took the whole Family Love record that we did in 1977, packaged it exactly the way it was back in the day, and I just remastered it so it sounds a little better. And it just sold. He said, and then once we sell it, I'll send you money. He turned around and sent me money in 4 weeks. That's how fast that stuff was selling.
Wow.
DJs are playing Syncopated Love. They're spinning it in clubs. They're playing, I forget, Make It Easy. They're playing all these old songs. And then there was a Polish hip hop group, which my attorneys are taking care of now, who used Things Ain't Like They Used to Be in a hip hop record that went viral into the millions.
Wow.
Off that record. So we're getting all these people now interested. So we decided, all of us who grew up together decided, the world obviously was moved by that record. Let's come together now with all the experience I have, knowing how to really make an album now, and all the experience everybody else has had, life experiences. I even engaged all the members that we grew up with as kids. All of them were with us except 2 people, I believe. And they got involved in the songwriting process. I actually taught them how to write and how to express things they feel. And we put all this together, this beautiful collage of thought and experience and love. And we've put this thing together. We've been working on it for quite a few years. And this year we're going to be able to go in and finish it off. And all I could tell the world is, this is on something else. This is on something else. Okay. It's on. I got some major people from Earth, Wind and Fire playing on one original member from Earth, Wind and Fire who's going to play on this record. I got Melly Mel's coming. He's going to do this thing on this song we have called Injustice. We got, oh my God, I can't, it's so much, I can't get into it because of the time, but maybe I can come back and share more.
Hey, we'd love to.
We got a lot of clips with shooting footage on the making of and all that. I got Melba Moore, she'll probably come and do something with us. But the songs the key thing is the songs are so powerful lyrically and musically. So we waited a long time, and I know a lot of people were excited about Kingdom, but Family Love was the foundation of, that's what started the whole madness of me being in gospel music. So I feel we're going to do this reunion album on Family Love and pay tribute to all of our ancestors and our family members who are no longer with us, who were part of that when we were growing up.
Yes, sir. Well, look, we're so grateful for you. We thank God for you and what you've done and how you have impacted the world through your music and everything that you have done. And again, artists, again, you need to definitely get in contact with Ronnie's song. There's his website there. Okay. And you can see the credits and everything, his resume for yourself. And this brother is very qualified to speak certain things when it comes to the music, because he's been in the music industry for so long and he's worked with a lot of the best, you know. So, and his music still is still being played even years later, you know. And so, hey, thank you so much, Brother Ronnie, man. Hey, again, this has been an honor to have you on, and man, hey, you're more than welcome to come back on, sir. Hey,
anytime, as long as I'm not working away like I'm doing.
Okay, well, look,
I'll be happy to at any time.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, sir. Again, I want to thank my guest, Ronnie Song, for being on with us here on Sound Sessions, Gospel Soul on Blast. Hey, go and check out his music. Go and check out all the things he's been doing. There's his website right there. Hey, you all be blessed out there. And remember, you matter in the kingdom of God, so don't compare yourself or your ministry to anyone else. Do what God's called you to do, and you'll be just fine. All right. Hey, Ronnie, just hold on for a second. Hey, we'll see you all for another session of sound sessions right here with your man DJ Ronnie Ron. And if you're an artist out there and you would like to definitely come on the platform or so, hey, reach out to me. Go to my website, djronnieron.net. All right. God bless you. We'll see you again. Sound sessions. Peace.